The 1988 memory that American ice hockey lives with but can't live up to. Gold in Lake Placid, but humble in Calgary.
2-on-1 here. Hagen is the other one, and the West Germans have the lead. This thing has started them up again. Draisaitl is coming straight out in front, and the Americans don't know where it is.
The West German defeat that put the USA out of the medal round competition. Now they're playing off for 7th and 8th place. What a contrast with 8 years ago. Well, in this programme, we'll be looking ahead to the big issue in the medal round, but we'll start with the USA going for that 7th place against Switzerland. The Swiss claim to fame in the competition is they're the only team so far to beat Finland. The Swiss just missing out on the medal round, but now they take on the USA for 7th place. USA trying to salvage a little North American pride, especially after yesterday's heavy defeat for Canada. That defeat reflected in the atmosphere in the Saddledome, where the commentator is Barry Davis.
It's the lunchtime after the night before here in Calgary, and ice hockey is a sport in mourning. Just remains to be seen whether the gloom can be lifted by a nice open contest between the United States, who have the white on their jerseys, and Switzerland, who have the red, and who open up with a goal in a matter of seconds, scored by number 19 for them, Peter Jaks. Well, in one sense, that's cleared a bit of the air. Christer Ehri had yet to make contact with the puck, and he's beaten. Don't think Peter Jaks can quite believe it. 19 seconds for number 19 to put Switzerland in front. This is a contest for 7th and 8th places. United States, who were 7th last time around, and who were very disappointed not to make the medal round. That's Boucher's shot. That wasn't too far away either, and Christer Ehri hasn't digested his lunch yet, it would seem, but he didn't look at all sharp on that. Donatelli. Newspapers here in Canada full of the demise of their national team at the hands of the Soviet Union. Reasonable crowd in the Saddledome, but by no means full. First test for Olivier Ankin, who in fact is at the top of the goal minders statistics. This is the goal that beat Christer Ehri. That's better, but it's not 1-1. The opportunity not taken. Away from Scott Young. It's Corey Millen who's come nearest so far. Leach again. That was shooting of Canadian proportions. Jeffrey Norton wasn't very far away. Young. Possible break on the left side. Here's Kurtika, who wasn't given it. Young. Good pass, but not good control. Norton is back on the point. Lane McDonald coming in on the slot now. Here he is. A lot of early mistakes. Norton. Stephen Leach. McDonald is over the other side. Now coming in behind for the drop pass, which doesn't arrive. Feinrich ends that Swiss attack. McDonald. Here's Yax again. Probably already heard the cowbells. Whistle's gone for offside. Shot came from Guy Gosselin. There's Stephen Leach. And Dave Pedersen coaching the team for the last time. He resigns after this match. And he gave the media a fair amount of stick after the United States failed to make the medal round. 12:09 left on the period. The one goal came in 19 seconds. Boucher gained it too with some comfort. Good battling by Mazzoleni. Brown. Mazzoleni. Now, chance of the break. Oh, and he hit the post, but the rebound was put away by Donatelli. Seemed to have done it all right, but he needed the rebound after Ankin had no chance to recover. Snuggerud, but in the end the goal goes to Donatelli. So 1-1 with 11:04 on the clock, remaining 8:56 played. Johansson. Lavalette trying to get across, and Cristorelli very nearly put it in himself. Fairly relaxed atmosphere. There's no real competition here yet, and it's leading to a lot of rather strange hockey. Whistle goes, and there is going to be a penalty. And it's an American who will depart. And it's Todd Okerlund. And this is what he did. Well, it started as a cuddle, and ended as what is described as roughing. So first power play for Switzerland. Rogger deciding he didn't want the shot, although he was far better placed than the man he passed it to. Yax. Rich. Chance for Corey Millen on the break. That's twice now in the match that he's skated straight in on the man in the net and failed to find the finish. Don't think Ankin is too seriously hurt. Clean break by Millen. Oof. Well, must admit the follow-up by Granato must have been felt by Ankin. Well, from the replay behind the goal, Ankin, in fact, was the one who charged the American. The penalty is all over. And the Swiss really didn't offer too much during it. McDonald forced the turn. And he's lost out now, and here's a Swiss break. McDonald did well to bring to an end. Hollenstein was the player in possession. And the Canadian referee has two men going to the box, one from either side. Fusco for the United States. And he was involved in a little bother with Rocker.
2 minutes each for slashing. Time 16:31.
2 in for Stashing. Now 3:20 left on the clock. That's good play. Ah, what a beautiful goal. Kevin Stevens really delayed the finish so superbly. Looked as though he'd almost skated past the net, waved at it, and let it go. But at the last minute, he put the puck behind the prostrate goalminder. Look at this. Beautiful. 2-1 the United States. Fine individual goal. The Americans start the second period with 62 seconds of a power play available to them, with Petr Yaks still sitting it out because the Swiss had too many on the ice. Fusco and Millen on together. Wide circuit by Millen, who's now down centre ice. Granato is on with them. This is Scott Fusco. Leach is the only American on the ice who can be described as a defenseman. I'm not sure that's the right title for him anyway, the amount that he gets forward. He's young. Here's the skipper, Brian Leach. Next week we'll be playing for New York Rangers in Madison Square Garden. He was one who didn't need to play well here to be guaranteed a place in the National Hockey League. He was on their first draft. Bruno Rogger will be back in his bank in Lugano. Well, it's not exactly his bank, but he works there. Eight seconds left of the power play. Snaggerud. Scott Young. Oh! Bullet. Well, we've seen one of the quickest goals at the start of the opening period, and surely this will count as one of the hardest shots of these Olympic Games. Scott Young, the scorer, 3-1 to the United States. Miller. Lane McDonald. Jim Johansson. Norton shot. Oh! And he was a little bit too eager for his own good, was Johansson. It's got to go in a minute, surely. Well, not yet. And Olivier Ankin deserving of great praise. But the Americans must be wondering how on earth they didn't find the hole. Especially Jim Johansson from Rochester. Well, he can afford to smile about it. They're comfortably in control, I think. I mean, he saw the whole thing, didn't he? Still managed to hit the near post. Turn away. Hello, here's trumpeters arrived. Boucher. Now Millen, 2-on-1. Granato is the other one. I don't believe it. Quite incredible. Perhaps you could ask if they'd moved the goal for him. Everything right except the finish. Millen starting with the interception, speeding up, not quite as quickly as that suggested. And Granato on the right. In comes Millen. And it remains at 3-1. Stephen Leach comes out to McDonald. Leach again. Laviolette. Pascoe. Yes! McDonald the scorer. Very crisp pass across the face of the goal. And a strong shot. Instant dispatch. Not unearthly for Ankin.
USA goal scored by
4-1.
19 of Wayne McDonald.
Into the last 3 minutes of the second period. This is Boucher trying to find a way around. Played early for Corey Millen. He's got Miller with him. Millen. And I think a penalty is going to be given against the Swiss captain, Mazzoleni. Wouldn't let him get away. Yes, got to be holding. And the Americans have a power play. Usual quintet on. Braga. Litti. Scott Young. Brings it away himself. Leach to the right. Pascoe inside. Millen now in front of the net. Pascoe has gone to help. Rich. Reception by Scott Young. Pascoe. Millen. Good save. And Lurty and Pascoe changing the sport. But what does Millen have to do to score? Pascoe, who laid it for him on the blue line. Good shot and good save. And now Pascoe and Rich getting involved, and Lurty joined in as well. And Lurty's joining in. Seen as foul play by the referee. So the Swiss have only 3 men on the ice. So 5 play 3. And the 3 make a good start. There's a minute left on the first penalty. Lane MacDonald, Jim Johansson, Kevin Miller, Jeffrey Norton, Uncle Tom Cobley and all. Miller in front here. Well played, the Swiss. Well, that's not the best of clearances. 20 seconds on the first penalty. And it's going to run over into the second penalty is going to run over into the final period. MacDonald. Norton. They've got two men in front here, and one of them puts it away comfortably in by Kevin Miller. So one of the Swiss comes out of the box, and the United States lead 5-1. Second goal scored from the side.
USA goal, a power play goal, scored by number 8, Kevin Miller. Assisted by number 3, Greg Brown. And number 6, Jeff Norton. Time at 19:15.
Still the American power play for another 50 seconds. Scott Young on the point. Brian Leach. There's a 9-second difference between the penalty and the length of the period. Rich. And Olivier Ankin looking a little weary, whereas his opposite number, Chris Toreri, has been a spectator for quite a lot of the middle period, at the end of which the United States lead Switzerland by 5-1. Corey Millen, who completed his major in business studies. No difficulty for Leach. I have noticed is wearing the support at his back, or the protection at his back. He's the only one to do so. Fusco. Nicely played. Scott Young. Millen. Not this time either. Two against one. Hollenstein. And a nice goal for Chelio. Greeted with great applause around the Saddledome. Well, they've been out of the contest for such a long time. Played it well on the 2-on-1. Hollenstein setting up Chelio. Pass behind the defenseman who slipped. Well, at least Chris Toreri can not be so concerned about the early goal now, which for so long seemed likely to spoil the shutout when he'd done so well following it. Oh, good solid check. Donatelli. Snuggerud. Stevens. And Snuggerud. It's another one for the United States. Stevens and Donatelli getting the assists on the goal. The 4-goal margin re-established at 6-2. Jim Johansson. Fought again for the Swiss. Rogge. A penalty will be called against the United States. I think it's going to be Todd Oakland to go. There he is. Swiss on the power play. Robbed by Snaggerud. And it almost found a way through. Hollenstein. Mazzoleni on the blue line. Eberle in front of the goal. Kurlicke now on the blue line. Into the last 3/4 of a minute of the penalty. Brown. Babetz. Rich getting a rather nasty knock on the chin, and a penalty for high sticking will be given against Coronato. Now this could be a little bit interesting. The Americans too short. Babetz, Lurti and Yaks is the front line. Here's Lurch, Yaks, Rogge, and yes, nicely pushed in. Really a good play. Scorer Bruno Rogge. 6-3 the score, and the Swiss managing to keep the interest in the contest going. Pitch. Corey Millen still to get on the score sheet, but he has now. 6th goal of the Olympic tournament. Puts him all square with Lane McDonald, and 11 points in total. No questioning the finish this time. He hit it rather earlier. A little bit of a luck, perhaps, with the deflection of Ankin. 7-3. Leach keeps it in. The other Leach. Gosselin just thought he was going to get the shot away. Oh! Leach is the scorer. Stephen Leach. And that's 8. It's a 3rd goal from quite an angle.
USA goal scored by number 28, Steve.
Ankin wouldn't have seen too much of it.
Assisted by number 4.
Not as sharp as past angles, to be fair.
And number 2, Brian Leach. 9-12-06.
11 goals in the match. 8-3 to the USA. Outright in front, Rogge. Sort of crack you would expect from a man called Rogger. Bang. Straight through to Reddy. Nitty. Yaks. 27 seconds on the clock. Snuggerud in possession. Pretty soft stuff. Yaks. Hollenstein. Yaks has got 3 men on the blue line. Tereri employed to the finish. 27 shots on his net, 31 on the other. And the final score is 8-4 to the United States. And a match which was really no more than a consolation contest, at least offered us a few moments of interest. But it's the end of Dave Pedersen's career as coach to the States.
And USA end their Olympics in 7th place.